So, after Radhika has cooked all these different sweets, in a very quick amount of time, that's another thing. We see the Vaishnavas, when they go to the kitchen, in like an hour, all of a sudden you go and it's like Guru Pranima, and there's huge pots full of preparations. You're like, how is it possible? And there's 4 fire pits and big woks. Each wok must be 400, 500 liter capacity, I think. Some maybe more. And you can go at like 9:30 and nothing's done. And then like 11, 10:30, you see, there's a mound of rice and huge pot of dal and sabjis and paneer sabji and this sabji and kheer and another thing. So if you're serving under the guidance of Radhika, then for an ordinary person, you tell him, okay, now go and cook enough food for 2,000 people and do it in 1 hour. It's like, how is it ever possible? But the Vaishnav's Shakti under Radhika's mercy is that also you won't be alone. If you're under Radhika's shelter, then you see, you're never alone. Like if someone goes, then they don't have so much bhakti, then, oh, struggling, oh, I need help, no one wants to help. But Prabhuji goes, then all the Manjaris and Sakhis also, all the devotees also come and help. So this is showing Radhika also never cooks alone. Before Radhika enters the kitchen, all the pots are clean, all the fires have started. Also in Braj, how do they cook? They use only the most special ingredients. Even the fuel they use camphor, not only camphor, but like sometimes sandal or gaudang also naturally. Then sometimes the pots are from gold, from silver. Like when you make special kheer, some kinds of kheer you make only in a gold pot. Some kinds of kheer only in a silver pot. Some kinds of things only in brass. Some things only on a clay pan. Some things they have ovens. Also, don't think Radhika doesn't make cakes. She makes many kinds of cakes. So how do they make cake? After the cooking is finished, then when there's only like the red coals, then they'll make a cake and put it in a plate and put it right on top of the coals and cover it. And then after some hours, come back and it's done. They do this in Bengal also. Sometimes Prabhuji would make like this. After everything's done, you make a certain like jackfruit cake. You take all the juice from the jackfruit, ripe jackfruit, mix it in flour and some other things. You know, like you make a cake, right? And then you put that in the coals and then you can get it the next morning. The next morning you take it out and it's like amazing. Prabhuji used to make like this in Bhubaneswar in 2006 and 7, I think. Every day he would make some new kind of cake. Sometimes jackfruit cake, sometimes mango cake. So if you're with the Vaishnavas, you always get to see newer and newer things. Okay, so what were we talking about? So Radhika quickly makes many preparations. It said that she's wearing this white cloth now, right? Very thin white cloth. And she has no makeup, no ornaments, obviously no makeup. And she also is not wearing a shawl. Generally when she's cooking in Nanda Bhavan, she has some veil over her head because this is showing some kind of chastity. And if other men are around, the gopis will have some veil. Not covering the front, only the top, not like a burqa. Only here, right? But in Javat, there's no other men around, so she's more free. So she's just wearing this simple silk white, like gopi skirt and choli. It said that the gopis see Radhika's beauty and they think, how beautiful is Srimati Radhika? Even though she is not wearing any ornaments and not any expensive cloth, still she is so beautiful. And so they began to glorify her, saying, oh Radhe. Even Chandravali, on her best day, decorated to the 9th degree, in the best kind of outfit, still she is like not comparable to the tip of your toenail in beauty. And it's true. We see Radhika so beautiful that her cloth and her ornaments are only made beautiful by her beauty. If you see a very beautiful person, when they wear something, if an ordinary person were to wear that same outfit, you think like they're a bum, you know? But a very, very beautiful person wears it, then it looks quite nice. And on the other side, if you take an ugly person and you give nice makeup and some nice outfit, they may look okay. But with Radhika, even without any nice ornaments or outfit, she is more beautiful than anything we can imagine. So the gopis glorify Radhika. So then Radhika calls Tulsi Manjari. So why is she, in all these pastimes we hear, they're centered on Tulsi Manjari, because this is also showing the path for us as sadhakas. When we achieve perfection, we have that opportunity to have these kinds of intimate interactions with Srimati Radhika. That's what Raghunath is showing us. Raghunath is showing us all these verses. He's praying to Radhika, please bestow upon me this service, please bestow upon me that service. And in his Siddha Dasa, in his perfected state, in internal realization, he is seeing, he is present there as Tulsi Manjari, and Radhika is directly meeting with him and giving him these sevas. So when we chant japa, we meditate on these pastimes, how Tulsi Manjari is serving Radhika throughout the daily pastimes of Krishna. And we also pray, when can that day be mine? Kabe habe bolo se din amar. One of the most important words in our vandana prayers is that word, kabe. Kabe means when. So this is one of the most important prayers for the Vaishnavas, when. We should develop that mood of longing. Kabe habe bolo se din amar. When will that day come? When will it be mine? Okay? So when we chant japa, try to remember these pastimes. We're not just telling them just for some fun or something. We're talking about all these different pastimes so that when we're chanting japa, we can meditate on them. That becomes Nam Gun Rupa Lila. When we chant Nam, then meditate on Lila. Meditate on Rupa, meditate on Gun. First, there's two different types of smaran. Like mantramaya means meditate on one mantra and one scene. We talked about this before. Like you see Krishna in Venugit, that painting Shamrani made. This is for mantramaya upasana. You can chant japa just looking at the painting. Like chant japa just looking at the painting of Seva Kunj. Chant japa just looking at the painting of Venugit. That's mantramaya. You focus your mind on one scene. But then it becomes gradually into Swarasiki. So we hear all these different pastimes so that it becomes Swarasiki. Swarasiki means a natural flow of remembrance. Naturally. Just like if you're always watching movies or reading books, when you're bored or laying around, if it's images, then the images come in your mind, or if it's ideas that you've read, still some image will come in your mind naturally. This is Swarasiki. It means a natural flow. When you're going to bed at night, the mind's always active. Oh, I did this, I did that, I went there. Oh, this novel, oh, that scene. So that's flowing naturally in the mind. So we hear these pastimes so that when our mind is, like when we're inactive or even moving here and there, naturally Krishna Lila should come in our mind and it should go from one to another to another to another. That becomes Swarasiki. So when we remember these pastimes, try to meditate upon them regularly. Every day is best. While chanting Harinam, okay, now it's 5 o'clock. What is Srimati Radhika doing? Now it's 5:30. What is Krishna doing? Okay? So, what is Radhika doing now? Tulsi Manjari comes forward and Radhika gives her the task. Take these sweets to Nanda Bhavan. And all the sweets are given in different baskets, covered nicely. And then Tulsi Manjari with friends, she has a group of like a dozen Manjaris. And they go together to Nanda Bhavan. So this is verse 47. Okay, we're going to read verse 47. Nitana madvida lalata tate lalatam pritya pradaya mudita brajaraja ragni premna prasuriva bhavat kusalasya pricham bhavye virasyati kadamai tavakatvat. So this is the prayer after Radhika is given the sweets to, this is page 91 if you have this book, the old edition, 91. Radhika gave the sweets to Tulsi and with her friend she's going to Nanda Bhavan. So this verse is saying, when I approach Nanda Bhavan, I see as I'm coming, Jashoda is eagerly coming in and out of the door and looking on the pathway. When will the Manjaris come? And as I arrive, Jashoda quickly runs up and embraces Tulsi Manjari. Tulsi Manjari goes to offer pranam, but Jashoda does not accept her pranam. Instead, she embraces her. And she says, how are you doing, oh Tulsi? And she embraces me with so much love and affection, just as if I was her own daughter. And Yashoda has this mood. All the Manjaris are as if the same of Srimati Radhika. And she directly says to Tulsi, oh, you are Radhika's Tulsi. She has this mood that you are hers. So we want this mood that Mother Yashoda will say, oh, you are Radhika's Dasi. This is one of his prayers that, oh, I am your maidservant. Bhavye vidasyati kadam avatava katve. Yashoda says, oh, you are Radhika's Dasi. And she embraces her and she puts her forehead on Tulsi's forehead. This is a sign of great affection. So when she embraces her, Tulsi is more short and Jashoda is tall, but Jashoda comes down and embraces her. And then, like when you're in an embrace with someone, then she puts her forehead on Tulsi's forehead and holds her there in her embrace for some time. And even bathes her with her tears of affection. So much love Jashoda has for the Manjaris. So we pray, when will that day come when we will be able to be embraced by Mother Yashoda? So at that time, Jashoda takes the sweets with Tulsi and the Manjaris into the kitchen area. And in the meantime, Nanda Jashoda, Nanda Baba and his brothers Upananda, Sunanda, Abhinandan, some sages, and their other friends and relatives, and then Krishna and all his friends have sat down for their dinner. So they have, sometimes they have a late snack, and sometimes they have like an afternoon snack when they get back. So they've all sat down, and Tulsi is somewhat shy. Tulsi Manjari, she does not go and serve directly, but she's watching because Radhika asked her that when they're giving everything to Krishna, check to see what he likes, what he doesn't like so much, what he asks more of. See, this is also her seva, that a cook always wants to know if people liked it or not. You know, so you see someone cook something nice and then they go, how was it? They may not ask directly, but they'll watch, from a hidden place. How are they eating it, We see this. Even Prabhuji, when he cooks something nice, immediately he will start giving to the devotees and want to see the reaction. This is the natural sentiment. So Radhika, she's cooking for her beloved Krishna. She wants to see how Krishna reacts. So Tulsi is very astutely watching to see Krishna's reaction. So at that time, one after another, Dhanishta and the others are serving out prasad. Nanda Baba, on his one knee is Krishna, on one knee is Baladev. And next to him is Madhu Mangal, and then Sridham, Subal, Balabhadra, Bhadrasen, so many sakas. So as they're serving prasadam, then Krishna is taking something and making a sour face. And he takes it out of his mouth and puts it on the side of his plate. Especially the things that Radhika spent the most time in care preparing, like the Manohar Laddu. They serve it out and Tulsi is watching, and then Krishna takes it and makes as if there was some like very bitter thing in it, like neem, karela. When you're older, sometimes you get a taste for neem, karela, but generally you look at little kids, they don't like this kind of stuff, So Krishna is making a face as if it was neem, karela, and he takes it out of his mouth and puts it on the side of his plate. And so in the course of the meal, some things he takes kind of nicely, but some things he's putting aside like that. So why is Krishna making a sour face? It's part of his ras that he wants to play like this in a joking way, but really he needs an excuse to take something directly out of his mouth and to set it aside. Because he knows, after I'm finished, who takes his plate? Dhanishta. Dhanishta is Krishna Paksha, meaning she is fully in love, in mood of like a mother and a Sakhi also to Krishna. She's a little older and she's Jashoda's friend. And she knows about Radha's and Krishna's relationship. So she's always supporting, but she's Krishna Snehadika. So after Krishna eats, she takes the plate and she very stealthily collects all of Krishna's remnants and keeps it aside, and afterwards gives it to Tulsi Manjari. And Tulsi takes that back to Radhika. So Krishna, he thinks, if I'm like Nanda Baba is sitting there, if I just like eat something and then like chew it a bit and then put it on the side, it looks strange. So Krishna makes a sour face because he wants to give that back to Radhika. He wants her to relish his Adaramrita. Adaramrita means what's directly tasted by Krishna, and then it's his Mahaprasad. So he puts things aside. So in the meantime, Madhu Mangal is sitting next to Krishna. And Madhu Mangal loves to make jokes, and also there's different kinds of humor, like British humor, American humor, this kind of humor, that humor. So Madhu Mangal is expert at all kinds of joking and humor. So sometimes he makes like funny faces, or he jumps up and does some kind of prank. Gurudev described like this: Madhu Mangal is always making different funny faces or pranks, or jokes, and then also he's also telling different jokes. And then as Jashoda is coming to give Krishna something, Madhu Mangal says, don't bother giving it to Krishna. He's very sick. Just look, he's eating something, and even though it's very nice, like he has jaundice or something. It's very sweet and nice, but he's acting like it's bitter and he's putting it down. Krishna has very weak digestion. He's very sickly. You should make him some green smoothie. Make Krishna some green vegan smoothie. Don't give him any ghee. Don't give him any butter, sweets, and like that. He's very sick now. All of Krishna's sweets and all the nice stuff, give to me. And sometimes when Krishna gets something on his plate, Madhumanga directly takes it off Krishna's plate and puts it on his plate. So then Jashoda's thinking, anyhow, I need my Krishna to eat. So she puts so much on Madhumanga's plate, it becomes like a huge mountain. And then Madhumanga begins to tease her, like, what do you think, I'm a cow? How much do you want me to eat? You know, it's like, he's sitting there and it's like the size of his own body. Madhumanga's like a little boy, you know, and he has a plate like this. But still, he has such a powerful digestion. He's a Brahmin. So it said Brahmins are known to be able to eat a lot. They're very famous for having a big appetite. So Madhumanga's eating like 4 or 5 times what the other sakas are eating, one after another, mouthful after mouthful. And Krishna's just there kind of like picking at the stuff, you know. So anyhow, in this way, they have their Bhojan Vilas afterwards. And as Krishna's eating, sometimes he will glance at Tulsi Manjari and convey some information by his glance. Because, oh, this was very nice. Or, you know, like his mood, he wants to express to Radhika. And he knows Tulsi Manjari will take this and go and report it back to Radhika. So sometimes she's sending in an area, like we can see sometimes there's like windows with some gavaksha. So she's looking through that area and Krishna can glance and see her also. So Krishna conveys different messages for Radhika in that way. So afterwards, Tulsi Manjari takes what is given by Dhanishta, and then Yashoda gives many gifts also, and then she goes back to Javat. So the next verse is her meeting in Javat, okay? We'll do this next verse also really quick.